Yeah, we forgot to start it.
Yeah, on the more it says 13 waiting.
We forgot to start it. We're brilliant. Okay. How's that? We're geniuses here, guys. Anyways, as we were saying,
something different. Yeah, it's up
completely
now.
dumping. It's completely dumping. So, but anyways, I was talking about the convergence of the 9 and 21 here. It crossed, and then we have not had them cross back over since like 6 a.m. When we crossed this, had a major death cross. It's just continuing to dump so far. Someone asked a question. Hold on. So it's take profit slowly today. Yeah, I would, on day trading like this, you can enter like a 3 contract position, buy 3 puts or buy 3 calls, and then just phase out of them and let one run. It's probably the safest way to do it. Take early profit, and then on your final put, just let it run. At this point, we might actually have to start zooming out a little bit to see the full downward carnage. All right, back to this. 5, 6. Oops. This would be no border. Today's been really textbook. There really hasn't been any crazy news things or anything. It's just falling back into its actual fundamentals, which I appreciate it.
Well, pre-market. With CPI data and inflation and all that.
And that it could be low volume related to that too. I forgot.
Low volume bowling.
I didn't say that. I said low volume just because some people don't like to trade on CPI days. They just like to watch.
Low volume, boring days, insider
trading.
Tomorrow we have a PPI at before market open, and at 10 a.m. we have Michigan consumer sentiment.
Oh yeah, did it come out already?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. I was gonna say.
Yeah, so watch out at 10 a.m. if you're trading, because they are an important data.
Generally, that's something I will check before the session. Usually starting around like 8 a.m. I check VIX, I check the fear and greed sentiment, check the news, check futures, check SPY overnight or after hours, and then you look for any FOMC, news days, CPI, any of the other reports that are going to be released. And if there's none of that, you dive into it. Oh, Bitcoin did? That's interesting. I wonder if
it went from 81 and now it's at 79.
What? Oh yeah, it's down 5%.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Looks like it
It looks
dropped
like the
from
whole
the
crypto market.
it dropped from the 200. Well, when Bitcoin drops, it usually drags down a lot of the market. Looks like it had a death cross at 3 a.m. last night. Similar thing. It dropped. Price action dropped below the 200, and then also the 9 and 21 dropped below the 200, and it's just been steadily below it, other than one time when it tested the 200. What's interesting is that this 200 SMA generally will act as a dynamic support. So wherever it's at, you can expect it to have bounces. So, or if it can push through, then it can use it as a support. So, interesting.
Yeah, everything are just correcting from yesterday big bump.
Yeah, I assume it's just major corrections from that.
Yeah.
Going back to SPY. Right.
I wonder if the guy who bought 100 million of Bitcoin is out or he's still in.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I would do if I was in that situation. Because there's a lot of trading potential with Bitcoin. Is it a good store of value? That's debatable, honestly. I don't know how I feel about cryptos. I honestly don't. I've traded it before, made some money on it, but I don't know how I feel about it.
I feel like the bottom of it right now is
think
around 70, 73.
Volume candle on the Bitcoin chart. It's probably out.
Say again, Dadu?
I think it's probably out because there are huge selling volume candle on the Bitcoin chart.
Oh, selling candles or volume or what?
Yeah, selling volume. I guess he's out. Maybe he's still in. I'm not checking the blockchain.
Yeah.
Something.
I don't know.
Forgot the name.
I honestly don't follow Bitcoin that much.
Yeah, me too. I'm only following it to see if MSTR is going to follow or not.
Yeah, that's the same with me. The equities that buy, like GME or some of these other companies that have bought a ton of Bitcoin, I'm very interested in how their valuation changes based on the price of Bitcoin, since they've bought up so much of it. And then the Bitcoin companies, the mining companies, things like that. Other than that, I mean, I could care less about Bitcoin.
Yeah, I don't trade them.
I'm much more an index kind of person. I like to watch and follow the indexes. I'll do some trading on individual underlyings too, like securities such as Nvidia, OneOak. I like airline stocks. I like tech stocks. The Mag 7, of course. Tesla's just a wild. I don't really trade Tesla, to be honest, and not because I have anything against the company or the thing. It's just too crazy and it doesn't follow the fundamentals very well. It's a hype stock. Or meme stock.
Pretty much all the value of Tesla is tied to Elon Musk.
Okay, now let me get this taken care of. I still haven't got it done. I'm so behind right now. Okay. I mean, I know I mentioned it earlier, but one of the things that I've been considering is building like a strategy based on trading overnight. So like swing positions, but literally just overnight positions from market close to market open, just because it's sticking to the fundamentals more than the actual market hours are. So I'll have to fool around with it, see how profitable it is, and then maybe share it.
Swing overnight, and you have some news like China accept zero target, 0 for 0.
Yeah, that would
Destroy the
absolutely
position.
destroy the position. But I would have a good chance of getting out of it if I set a limit order, like, because I can calculate what it'll probably be when market opens and set a limit order within that would insta fill. So I could probably be okay. Maybe not. That would be a gamble. Maybe. Maybe. Just depends on how fast of a connection my internet is, or if it goes out randomly.
Touching 520. There's a bit of support here. 520.5.
We gonna get a bounce soon or what? I'm trying to get back in there.
Also 518.
Now let's see, but there were two really clean entries today. One at 10.4. There was a clean one for put because it bounced right at the 200 EMA on the 1 minute chart, and it was at WeWap. And the other one was 11.15, because it bounced right back at the orb. Those were really clean entries for today.
Yeah. Those were we haven't really had another entry since those.
Yeah,
Other than to try to catch the falling knife, but
I don't like doing this. I got burned too much by trying to do this.
well, we're at 5.23. It's crazy.
Big correction, big correction. We are close to the 200 EMA on the 15 minutes.
On 15?
15 minutes.
Yeah, you're right.
200 EMA.
That's going to be another place where we could have support, like a strong layer of support there. So that could potentially be another entry.
We do see a lot of selling, 70k, 20k, 50k.
That's true. RSI is really low too on the 15. Let's look at the 30.
RSI is loose on all of
30
them.
minute has more downside on it. It's at the 47 RSI, so plenty of downside. We did break through. Actually, we're testing the 200 SMA right now on the 30.
The tick is also way low. The thick. How do you say this?
If we push,
CK.
if we have a bearish or another death cross on the 30 minute, that's just going to be an incredible entry point too. Which it looks like it's setting up, honestly. I don't know if you see that on the 30 minute.
Let me see.
A potentially
what you
longer
said.
term.
It's possible. Right now, if I was going to swing it, I would maybe enter a call right here and put the stop loss at around 505.
Here, I'll show you kind of my thought. There we go. On the 30 minute, it's setting up for another that candle, if it closes and stays well below that 200, then we could see a just completely disregard it and just push through.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
Look how
But
deep
it's
the
working
gap.
pretty well right now.
Look how deep the gap was. The gap
It's a
down.
big gap.
Yeah.
Gap from 546 to 540.
Yeah. Crazy.
It looks like it's starting to go
It
back
was
up now, right?
expected. When you go so much, market always correct himself.
Yes. Always correcting.
Yeah.
I'm not telling him to do anything. I'm not telling anybody to do anything.
60k buy.
I think
We
this
have,
is the
we have
April.
hammer.
I think this is just going to show that those April 17th to April 25 puts that we saw. I think it was like $10 million of, or no, it was $20 million. $20 million of puts being bought for 17th through the 25th. I think those are paying off right now, probably.
Yeah.
Let's look at the levels because they bought them on SPX too. So we've passed
On
through
the
the
5
5,300. We have not yet passed through the 4,800, which is what the others were for. So 530s and then 500s and then 480s was what those puts were for.
On the 5 minutes, we have a big hammer.
On the 5 minute, we have a
Big hammer. It's hammer or inverted hammer? This one.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see the hammer. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is the hammer. It's interesting though because we also have a graveyard right here next to it.
Yeah,
Let's see how this candle, because if it engulfs, then we should be okay. Could reverse on us though for a short amount of time.
I hope it bounces out 590 or 580, so I'm still right.
Yeah, for sure.
I was hyping this so much.
Well, you have so your dynamic support, which is this 200, is actually at 516 on the SPX. Let's look at SPY. Let's see. Yeah, let's look at SPX. It's more pure for this exact one here. All right, so on the SPX though, if we're looking, we're going to have a layer of support right at like 5,016, or no, 5,164, sorry, which would correlate to about like a 518 on SPY. So I think you'll be okay. Interesting to see if this closes that.
20k sell.
Yeah, we have a strong engulfing candle. If you had wanted to buy, you could have potentially maybe gotten in right there. As long as we continue to break through this. Holy cow.
Yeah, I sold too early. It's a shame.
Are you seeing this?
Yeah.
Strong movements down.
They're pushing super hard.
Yeah, this is incredible. What's the volume on this?
High volume. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Decent volume.
Is that new news?
I don't think so. What it could be is just like an institution. We saw them buying up the puts, right, for April 17th, 25. This could just be them taking advantage of low volume hours to give it a little boost, you know.
It's possible.
There it is. Where do we close on this candle? 1 minute.
Is there a doji on the one?
Take a look at the one. I see it. The little firefly doji. Hopefully it doesn't gain any ground here. Okay. Thankfully it. $30 seconds left. We've got some buying on the 1 minute.
80k sell.
Heard. I think we're gonna.
They passed the Save Act, which require a proof of citizenship to vote.
Okay, 15 seconds and we turned into a sell candle, and 9 seconds on this candle. If it closes red, we should have a strong downward movement again. Come on. All right, we're closed. A slight buy on the green, but it's a pretty strong downward movement too, I think, on the red, on the one.
Green.
On one, big green?
Yeah.
Oops.
I starting to get pushed down.
Yeah, I see. Probably on this, you can use this, I think this is the 21, the blue line here. Use that as like a weak resistance level. It's good for day trading. If it goes above it, comes a support.
A 10 million bull spread. Bull put spread.
Oh, really? 10 million?
10 million.
I saw them buying.
April 17.
Yeah, I saw the 20 million. There's 20 million that came through for SPX for April 17th and 25th. That's what I was talking about earlier.
This one is on SPY, 8,000 contracts. Put
Yeah.
spread.
You said a put spread?
Yeah.
Is that a credit put spread? Or they...
Let me give you a screenshot. It's on the website, option spread.
Okay. Because I think I saw that this morning. Let's see.
Fuck.
Okay, SPY bull put spread. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so 530s. That's actually that's a really weird. Why would they? That's okay. So that's very bullish. That's very bullish. Extremely bullish.
Don't try to not last.
And that's for 417. So we have 20 million puts at 480 and 530, and then we have 10 million on. Wow. That's out of the money. That's not even in the money. Like the SPY has to go up for them to hit that. That's really unusual. It makes me wonder. And that makes me wonder. That makes me wonder quite a bit if they know something we don't. Because the charts are saying very, very, very downward. We've seen 20 million in trades this morning that were all for April 17th through April 25th. And this is an April 17th bullish position.
Oh, insider bullshit.
That's really interesting. That could, yeah. I don't know. Is there a tweet or anything? Because that's strange.
I can't find anything. You have OpenAI CEO who want to work with the Pentagon.
Let me see. Hang on. You said it was for the 25th of it was 17th, right? Okay. Let's see. 25. Right now, that's a 38 delta. That's this position right here. And hang on. They're selling a 530 and a 480 buy.
Trump
Well, hang on.
Fire Powell.
Let me see. A 480 put. 480 put. 480 put. Interesting. Very interesting position. I'm building it right now in mind, just kind of analyze it a little bit. Okay. No, no. Why is it showing up bullish there? Sentiment is bullish. That's they bought a put and sold 530. No, this is very bearish. They're wrong about that one. They're wrong. That's what this is right here. It's a very, very bearish position. That's what the actual position looks like.
Oh,
So they're expecting a decrease.
has it made a mistake on the website?
Yeah, I think that there's a glitch on that or something. Maybe because, I don't know. But it looks like they're just doing selling that call to generate some income and make a cheaper put. Decent strategy, by the way.
It's still going down.
Yeah, so
Huge.
they make money by going down. Yeah, we broke 15. Holy cow. Very strong. Let's look at the 30 again. Okay, price action has closed underneath the 200 SMA on the 30-minute chart. This is a good entry for longer dated, like April 17th. I don't know if people want to do longer calls, or I'm sorry, puts, or swing trades, but this would be a decent entry for it. Beautiful.
Yeah, I sold way too early. I could have 5x my money right now. Oh well, it is what it is. 90k buy, 50k sell. 80k sell,
Yeah,
70k buy.
I think those buys are yeah, might be people buying out credit spread positions or something, because if you're opening buys here, this is super bearish unless you know something. There's people who know things.
So if you exercise the contract, does they reflect on the volume chart or not? I always wonder.
So generally it'll say like sell to open or something, and sometimes it'll say sell to close, but with it saying that other position was bullish, there could be other errors in it too, so I don't know.
It is the bottom, 5.15. Yeah, right now it would be a good place to buy call, I think.
It depends on, yeah, it could be. It depends on how far out you go though.
Long call, swing long call, long dated call.
Yeah.
Not a zero DT. You're gonna get fucked.
What happened? Oh, okay. I just lost like 1600 or 1600 buying power. There we go. Let's see, 408 expiration. Okay. Looks like we are going to see a little bit of a reversal coming up shortly.
Yeah. Buying volume start to pick up, but the trend are yet to be broken. We're still
Yeah.
in the downward trend.
Yeah, the trend is still not broken yet. We're still in a deep sell-off, and it still is growing, honestly. But I don't know how long this will continue. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just like yesterday, where it went up a lot, so today we were going down. Right now we are down a lot, so we'll probably go up a bit, you know.
We could. It's hard to say. I was thinking about entering a position today. I'm not sure which way yet, though. I'm gonna let it sit for a bit because we might have, if we build up to like a strong power hour with a bullish trend, I'm definitely gonna take advantage of that on a day trade, and if not, with a cash account, and if not, I will probably do a swing trade once we recover. Maybe do a longer swing trade for a bearish. I was looking at some of those April 17th, and I kind of like those.
Yeah, what's happening in pre-17? There are a lot of option play at this date. Is there something big happening?
I don't know, but I see a lot of institutional puts for those dates, the 17th and the 25th, and I think it's far enough out that the 11th was what they were aiming at, but I am not 100% sure on that. So
Someone bought this date, everyone are following.
It's a 7-day and a 15-day. That's a standard range too. Like an 18-day, 15 to 18-day out is pretty standard for institutions. 7 days are somewhat standard for like shorter trading positions. So although a lot of them are closing them at 7 days rather than opening them, so they open them out 15 and close them at 18 and close them at like 7 to 9. It's kind of halfway. But
it's
looks like, I mean, we just closed again under the 30. This is looking really good on the 30-minute, honestly.
Yeah, there are a bit of doji starting to form. But my issue is there's still a lot of supply on top ahead.
Yeah, and I think that's probably why they got the 530s, because they can close the 530s and then ride the if we do push past the 480s, because that's kind of what the second stage target was on those 17, and it was like looking at the 490 480s.
It's a possibility.
And so I think if we hit 500, they'll pull out their stops, but that some of them might write it down to the 480.
I don't think we hit 500. We are already down almost 6% on this play.
No, not today. Maybe not today, but I'm just saying this is a strong bearish signal, and I think we hit 500 pretty soon, like within the next couple days. We're already at 6% almost, 582.
Yep.
That's pretty remarkable. What's our 5-minute looking like? I would like to enter today. Hopefully there'll be an opportunity.
100k sell.
Okay, we are coming up to a bullish convergence on the on the 1 minute on the SMAs. It could just be as small as like a one candle thing.
Yeah, every RSI start to saying oversold sign. The chick is at minus 1,200.
In fact, looking at it, I think it was that big candle at 11:11. I think that was our bullish convergence, and now we're in a 3 candle crow. What do they call it? 3 black crows or whatever formation. So continue downward probably.
Yeah,
and there it is.
something-
Sell cycle. Boom.
Those them there. Boom, boom, boom.
Strong upward signal though. That's sad. I don't like that.
The volume is still pretty in favor of the sell side.
Yeah. And I think the overall trend is too, so not terribly worried. Are we still at daily lows? How are we at on the weeklies? Let's see. Our weekly low is 481.80.
Minus 6.10% on SPY.
That's actually insane.
Yeah. By the way, shouldn't be a circuit breaker up. Is the circuit breaker down? Where is the circuit breaker up?
I don't want to see a circuit breaker up.
Because yesterday it should have triggered, no? Since it went up so much.
Yeah, I have no idea. That would be crazy though.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you even do at that point, man?
Taking small position to
Let's see.
to quench my gambling addiction.
Yeah.
Such a case.
Still very bearish.
Yeah. I don't wonder how low can we go. $40K sell. 20K.
Wow. Strong downward movements on the 1. I did enter a position when we bounced back up shortly.
Yeah, on the small bonds.
Yeah. It's currently up about 5%. I'm going to close one at 5%, maybe close the next one at 10. Just get a couple more bucks. There we go.
$20K sell.
I got a fill. So that's half out. we'll let the rest ride. It's just like 100. Let me see.
Good stuff.
It's just a couple bucks, not much. We're up like 153 on the small account though. For today, 144.48.
Right now, I'm only taking small position because I already spent too much on fee. So I take 1 or 2 contracts just to.
Yeah, I took 2 contracts, closed one early at 5% gains, and then I'm letting the other one ride. Because I have actual stock positions that are falling right now. So just one put would be beneficial either way. It's only $300 or so. And it could be more beneficial. Oh yeah, that candle. Yes, that felt great. Oh man.
What today?
Yeah, circuit breaker.
Very close. We are minus 6.3. Yeah, so we should be around 5.12 to
Whoa, what's going on?
What?
Okay, hang on. 6.31%. Okay. That's actually insane. I just saw, as I was watching something and it started moving quick. It like...
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, dude, look at that, bro. My entry loves that so much. I'm up 10%. 8% for the day on the account. Wow.
It's Fed speaking. He talk about something COVID, something.
I mean,
Posting in the news.
I'm gonna pull out at 400.
Huge. What the hell?
Yeah, I just closed. That was an easy one. Easy dub. Okay, at this point, any contract's going to be like a free contract, right? If we can get a circuit breaker, that'd be insane. 0 DTA circuit breaker. We got here IWM.
What would the circuit breaker do?
Close the market for a couple minutes to reset. How much do I got? Account is 135. Pull it. Fill me. Did we get a fill? Did we get a fill? I need a... Oh, did I get a fill? I got it. Okay.
There's still huge selling going on.
Okay, it filled. I'm good. I'm just going to hold that. It was cheap. We filled it. We're going to let it ride. We might hit 5. We really might hit 5 if we can. If it's possible, today would be the day. This is just too bearish and too strong.
The position
Incredible.
I saw early today is worth almost 10 times his premium. Damn, it is what it is.
This is actually insane. We're so close to halting.
Yeah, we're way.
What is it? What is it? A 7%?
Yep. Yes. We need 0.10% more.
Yeah, and it's bouncing right there. A lot of times it does. It just depends. We don't often have this happen.
We kinda have a good news. Kinda.
Good news, you said?
Kinda good news.
What?
It's projected good news. It's Fed saying in a year the rate will go lower. in a year.
Okay. Hold that thought. That's good information.
You know, I remember Dadu said it was going to move sideways. Now, look where we are.
What did they say? I forgot.
Oh, you said earlier that the market was going to move sideways.
I never said
all
that.
the time. Oh no, Dadu.
Oh, it is going sideways. It's a boring day. Huh? Very
Yeah.
boring day.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very boring. It was all the way straight down today. It's so boring.
Yeah.
Clear
Going
trend.
sideways. Right now, it's sideways. Looks, it's sideways. Ice.
Yeah.
Huge hammer on the 5 minutes.
Yeah. Big turnaround, it looks like. Potentially
Are
here.
we seriously gonna halt?
No, not
No, I
yet.
don't
Not
think
yet. They're keeping it right above it. Like it's so close, but we aren't hitting it yet.
It's flirting with the point line.
Is
It's
there like a
like,
trigger moment or a price, or how does that?
yeah,
actually decide?
7% down in one day.
Oh,
100k buying,
We're at we hit 6.88 or something like that.
60k buy, 20k buy. Yeah, they're flirting real close with the outline.
Okay. My last put just executed on take profit. Just to be safe, I'm up about 200 today. And I have $2.22 on the cash account.
That's good.
So I'm out. I'm going to just sit back and watch today on this one.
yeah, I was really down because of my stupid put, but I was like, I'll hold it, and now that it's pennies on the dollar, I'll buy 20 more, and then as it's sunk down, I'm like, okay, I'll sell 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and I'm back. God, I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
We are so close to halting. You think there are people who are pushing it down
Yes.
just because they want to hold
They
it?
want to
It would
see
be
it. They
funny.
want to see it. They want to see
Yeah.
it. Some people in Wall Street bets want to see it.
Whoa, big, huge.
Buy or sell?
Crazy that that's real.
6.94,
That's like
98. We hit it.
people-
We hit it. We hit 7. We hit 7.
People want to be
Artists.
entertained.
It bounces back instantly.
What's the call? Hold up. It did bounce back instantly. How far do we have to go to
Yeah.
hold? We're below. We're below 703.
I think you need to maintain
705.
it for a few times. A few
But what's the official call on it? Is it officially down? Because once it's official, they'll stop it.
yeah,
Dude, this is actually crazy. Hang on. Is it SPX or is it SPY? What are we at on SPX? Because this is actually cool.
SPX, we are at minus 6.2.
Okay, so it's SPX though. That's the index, not SPY.
Okay.
So
Because
that's
SPY
the
is
one.
ETF.
That's the one. We're close though.
Yes, it's a S&P 500, so it's SPX.
Yeah, not SPY. SPY is an ETF that follows SPX. It's usually like
Yeah.
$2, like 100 divided by 100, $2 less. So if you take the 51.20, that would equate to like 510 on SPY or so,
We need
Which-
1 more percent. 1 more percent.
which is about right. Yeah, we're at 510.
Would a
Oh, less
weekly
than a
call
percent.
be smart right now?
Probably not, because we saw a lot of downward pressure for 480 and 500 for April 17th and April 25th. So all the calls we saw were out for like June to October. All
That
the
is such
puts were
good
for
news from the Microsoft put.
all the
50K
puts were
buy,
for
40K buy.
17th through the 25th April.
20k buy.
Let's see, where's SPX? SPX bounced back up. It's at 84% down, 5.84.
Yeah, they are knowledge needful.
But we're going into a death cross on that, on the 5-minute death cross SPX. This is actually the news. This is it, boys.
ETK. I need to go to toilet. I'll be right back.
Yo, that dude's portfolio is doing backflips. Yeah, 7% on SPX, not SPY. That's right. SPY is an ETF that is a derivative of SPX. SPX converging into a death cross.
Are we back yet?
I'm here.
Okay, on SPY, looks like we are rejecting a supply zone.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
He said it's too flat. How can you see? I'm sorry, guys.
How can you see? It's too flat.
He said, why is it too flat? How can you see? I'm sorry. That's hilarious.
That's like
Okay, here's the deal. SBX is testing the 200 SMA. If it breaks, we break.
I bounce at 510. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
SBX is bouncing off the 200 SMA. They've got
Yeah,
it.
it was-
Probably could be some institutions too, because they know that's such an important level.
Yeah. Or maybe I'll go.
Probably. If you take a look at the chart I just posted, Dadu, you can see.
Yeah.
But if the blue and the yellow and those red push through that green or through that turquoise line, it's over. We'll probably see a circuit breaker. But who's going to win on that? We don't know. Very strong momentum.
There are a lot of buying volume. Big green component.
Yeah, probably because they're trying to keep that from breaking. I need to add in a volume.
Yeah, if I was in, I think I would be out here. I think.
Yeah, I would get out, honestly. I'm out, but if you're not, you might get out.
It's starting to show a sign of a reversal. Maybe after the 5-minute candle close, I will be fixing my decision.
Yeah, once we see how this handles this 200 SMA, then I think we'll be
Yep.
at a better place to make a call.
It does look like the trend is broken.
No, the trend isn't broken. It's just I think this is more of an emergency pump to keep it from hitting that 7%. because
so?
it is. Yeah, it is. It's bad. How much we want to bet we end green? Not much. Not much, honestly. That would make me nervous.
I do really want to push in to see how he's going to react to the circuit breaker. It's like once a decennial event.
It's every day something.
Yeah, I'm out. I wasn't in, but I'm out if I was in right now.
Let's look at the 1 minute. Okay, yeah, we just crossed over into a bullish convergence, but it's actually reversing shortly here, or showing signs of it on the 1 minute. Bouncing off that 50. Yep, it's a strong bounce off the 50. This is really bad news because we're gonna hover in between circuit breaking and that 50 SMA for the time being. So probably would be a good place to take profit in just a second, because we're gonna have another dip. But if we don't hit that circuit breaker, it's just gonna be a theta decay. And if we do, I mean, it could be profitable to hold one, but yeah, this is actually really exciting. Dadu, you've got to quit saying it's going to be slow.
But it's every time I say it's going to be slow.
We have historical events back to back.
Oh no. Well, that means again, my body is superstitious, so I feel like he should keep saying it for that reason.
But what if they start going against us? Like, we're bouncing off the 50 SMA and we can read it, but like, what if they start going against us? You know?
What do you mean? When Trump said it's time to buy for the 15th time, it finally happened.
Well,
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to learn like proper movements, and instead of just gambling that way, like up or down, I always have something to do, and that's kind of what worked out for me today. And I learned that from you. Even though I'm just playing basic options, the strategy's still there, and it works.
We're hitting the 50 SMA right now. Depending on how this candle will close, we could see a reversal. It might break the 50. I'm watching it closely. Hasn't broken it yet, but it could. Yeah, I think we break. We have a firefly candle. We have a pretty strong green candle. This next candle, yeah, we just pushed through.
Yeah,
we pushed through. We're through.
Yeah.
Problem is we're pushing up to like a 60 RSI already. So it's it's not sustainable. We have another one at 52, so like 520 maybe, so 15, 18, 518 might have a resistance level. I'm trying to read SPX.
520.
I'm trying to read. Yeah, 520. I'm trying to read SPX and then convert it to SPY in my head. So let me pull up SPY. Yeah, I'm on a completely different chart, but probably somewhere between 518 to 520. And my SPY chart is not loading. I'm having problems with my charts today.
What I expect right now is this candle, the close, make a small pullback to around 515 and then go up, test the 520.
Okay.
This is what I am expecting.
I'm showing resistance at 5206.99 on SPX, and we're going to go to SPY real quick. And for SPY, I'm calling the resistance. It's not as strong on SPY, honestly. 518.80 is a pretty strong level, but our actual dynamic SMA 200 is actually at 525, so probably will be more about, around a 520, 521, 520. So if we break this resistance, we'll probably see the 520. And looking at my actual level, it's 518 and change, so more like 519. So strong bullish candles coming through in the 1 minute. We've got another firefly here, a little a bear trap at the 518, another level of resistance, and And are we going to bust the 518 level? Because that is what our next.
Strategy buy, strategy sell.
Yeah. I think we bust it. And so close. Not quite there. Looking for a break of 519. A strong break. Close over.
It should be close to make a pullback right now.
Okay. Still testing that 519 level.
Big sell, 50k.
Yeah, it can't break the 518 right now. We might have another chance at it in just a second, though.
Yeah, it's going to make a pullback.
Yeah, it's pulling back from that 518.
I think it's going to bounce around 517, maybe.
I'm showing like a 515.89, so like a 516 bounce probably.
For the pullback.
It'll fall through because that's the 50. It's 516.36 is the 50, and it'll probably bounce off that. If not, it could bounce off of like the 514.50, just depending on how this handles this next little area. But I'm seeing a little bit of a bearish sentiment coming back into the market right now.
Yeah.
Big sell volume, 50k sells, 50k sell.
This might be a really good place to buy puts for like your weekly puts. You just got a discount. You're welcome. No, I'm kidding. And look, we only hit like a 40 RSI before we turned back around on the 5-minute. Yeah, this is a decent place to buy in. Actually, if you give it a couple more minutes, like 5 minutes, it'd be the perfect time. Let us see how we do with this 518 level.
On puts or calls?
For weekly, like a swing trade for April 17th, April 25th.
Gotcha.
We should have already bought in on those, but at this point, if you still wanted to profit off of those, you could potentially do that. Yeah. Once again, we're bouncing back down. We're through the yellow, which is the SMA 9. We're bouncing off the 50 again at 516.32. We're squeezing between the 516 and the 518. This is really bad news because this is, if you zoom out, this is literally a bear flag, like perfectly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like perfectly. Like, hang on. If you guys aren't sure, let me zoom out real quick and take a picture.
Whoa, big selling.
All right, hold up. Boom, snip. Perfect bear flag coming up. And I'll just mark it up real quick. Boom, 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 boom.
Are you on stream or putting that in the chat?
I'm putting in the chat. I'm drawing it up on a chart real quick.
Appreciate it.
Big bear flag.
It looks like he's projecting his bounce a bit at the fair value gap he created. But I don't think he's going to
No. Message soon.
Vale, empujaste al alza. No.
He's a bit too sharp to be a buffer, I think. The green candle is showing me a bit of the green candle.
I mean, that's on the 1 minute probably. Let's take a look at the 5. Yeah, on the 5 it's still forming, but on the 1 minute it's pretty strong. I gotta talk to my friend real quick at Frank.
Yeah, that's the buy volume was really high at 5 and 10. 50k sell, 30k buy.
He said, "I'm done after 7:30." That's so funny.
Ooh, it's pushing.
All right. Yeah, we're really turning sideways now on the 1 minute.
Ou big selling.
Anybody want?
Huge selling volume.
Hmm? Huh.
Hello? Hello. Good evening, Auntie.
Who's talking this time?
Okay, we're closing on momentum, about to switch over into a bearish MACD. So we're probably going to see a continuation of that dip.
I just had a bit of problem with a big green candle. It's throwing me off.
Okay, we got an interesting convergence going on here with the 50, the 9 and 21. So a little bit of a bullish push because it broke the 50 just now. But it's still got to push through that 9, and then it has to deal with the support at 518 on SPY. So still going sideways for right now.
What a boring day.
No, this is like a bear flag right here. This is what we were talking about.
Ooh, big push.
That's that 5. That's that 50 breaking the 50 SMA on the 1 minute.
Cheers, guys. I'll check in later.
Cheers, man.
Yeah. Is there a fair value gap on the 5 minutes? It's pretty big. I think it's going to bounce at this. Well, it already bounced at this area. it's on its way to test the resistance at 520.
Imagine if you had bought 20 million of puts at 530. Like everyone else. I say like everyone else did, like we saw going through.
Yeah, I took a position, but I sold too early. But oh well, it is what it is. Huh? You win some, you lose some, I'm still green. That's all that matters. Okay, testing the 520 right now. Instant rejection. It's 50k buy. 40k buy, 30k buy. 40k sell.
Okay. We are testing the 21 SMA on the 5 minute.
Right at 520.
If we push through that, it's going to be about a 520 to 20, maybe 525.
Wait, Trump is speaking, I believe. Let me check.
It looks like
the
RSI never closed, so we are hitting a little higher, heading towards the 200 SMA, so maybe like a 525 level, 524. Interesting. I'm going to pull that up.
These are very sacred meetings. These are very.
Make sure that's not flying
I'm
through.
watching Trump, and so far he's just glazing, as usual.
Yeah, I hear that.
Very private meetings, but we have nothing to hide.
Unfortunately, you guys are going to be able to hear that too. There you go. This is really interesting. Dadu, do you see this comment?
Which one?
I'll show you. Hang on.
I was busy listening to Trump. What did he say?
Yeah, it's in that. It's in that. It's in that that video.
I think he's just a bot. It's pushing bullshit.
What we got going on here? Okay, on the 1 minute, let's change back over to the 5. Okay, we are bouncing off of the 21 SMA, sorry, on the 5 minute now.
Sorry if I'm not responding. I'm listening to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call out and just kind of. Looks like we're forming a potential graveyard doji or gravestone doji, whatever they call those things. We've got 2 minutes left on this candle. 1 minute left on the candle. Or sorry, 2 minutes. Calls are almost.
They are very excited about what's going to come soon.
Okay, pretty strong resistance there at that level again on the 5 minute, which is about 519.50 is where the 21 SMA is. Look at the 1 minute again. Pretty bearish on the 1 minute, honestly. But we do have strong support underneath from the 50 SMA and the 9 and 21. So if it falls below that and can close below those, we'll start dropping again. If not, we're going to continue sideways until something changes. Okay. We're squeezing a little bit here on the 1 minute.
50k buy.
Okay, looks like we broke through the 9 SMA on the 1 minute. Still going to hit resistance up there at the 520, and then again at about 524 on the 1 minute.
Someone asking, is the bear flag still valid?
Say again.
Someone is asking in the chat, is the bear flag still valid?
Yeah, I would say it still is. Until we break through like the 50 or through like the 200 on the 5 minute, then I think it's still valid. And on the 1 minute, we haven't broken the 200, so it's still bearish. I imagine we'll probably bounce off the 200 SMA. So probably somewhere right around here.
I don't really use SMA. I only use EMA. But I do think you need to break the 520 level. It's a key level.
I agree. So it would probably happen a little over 521.53. What a time to trade. You think we have a sour hour this afternoon, Dadu? And that's what we're setting up for on this bear flag?
It's kind of hard to say because we already fall so much.
Yeah, but with this this bear flag, the consolidation period is going to push us back up to like 525, which was only like
I will
a
say if
3% drop or something like that, or so, or maybe like a 4% drop.
it's possible. I think if you break above, let's say, let me see. If
So
you
I'm
break
showing.
above 523, it's going to go up. Otherwise, the bear flag is still valid.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the 50 SMA as like the top resistance level that we need to break in order to see that, and it's sitting at 525.41 right now. By the time we meet it, it'd probably be somewhere around 524 or 523ish, somewhere in there. So yeah, I think we're seeing the same thing there though,
Yeah.
because that's
Great
by the
time
they meet, if it can bust that 50, then we're good. If it can't break through that 50, then we're going to back down, and we're going to have a confirmed bear flag rather than a.
You know what
Yeah.
to say? Great minds think alike.
Yeah, and we're coming to it from different analysis points too.
Whoa.
Like I'm using the 50. Oh, I see
Yeah.
that. Wow.
I'm using EMA, you're using SMA. That's good.
Yeah, it's good. Yours reacts faster, and mine reacts slower,
Right,
and so it's
for
good.
confirmation.
Yeah, kind of. So that's kind of why our numbers are kind of in between those, which is probably good. We just hit the 200 SMA, or we hit right next to it, really close to it, on the 1 minute.
Whoa. Big up.
Yeah,
What is
that's
happening?
that's the 200 SMA. If we bust that,
Yeah, but it's a huge
hang on.
quantum.
No, hang on. I see it. If we bust that, then it'll reverse. If we don't break it, then it's not going to reverse. Looks like we might break it. We just got to wait for it to close. I'll show you what I'm looking at.
I'm a user hunt right now.
Okay, so we dropping back below it. Let me. Important level, super important. All right, we are bouncing down. We closed below. It'll probably try again though.
The volume was really high on this one.
Super key level here.
It's raging hard. He says the word DEI.
Okay. Start of the bear flag.
Yeah, I think it's going down now. Oof, big down.
Yeah. Yeah. Big down. There it is.
Just worried Trump are going to say some random bullshit and push it back up.
Not what I meant to post. Hang on. Let me fix that.
It's only glazing, sorry.
Need to see it break 516. Break 516. Yeah, once we break 516, we're officially like in it.
Yeah. Maybe there will be a bit of resistance at our support at 550, 15.
The 515 you said?
Yeah, there are a supply zone here.
Let me look on the 15 real quick.
I mean, there are a demand zone here. We
515.
already bounced twice of it.
I mean, it's not super strong though. I can see what you're saying. I think if we push through this 516 though, that we're solid, because on the 5 minute we have the we might actually, looking at this, we might make one more test of that 525. We might make one more, but if we break the 516, it's over. We're dropping. Okay, we're underneath. We closed underneath. The Closed underneath the SMA 9. This might be it, honestly. Yeah, that was on the... Yeah. We're here. We're here. Pretty confident about this one.
Partial flip.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident on this one. We got 2 candles, and I think we dip hard. Man, this is so crazy.
Back right now. Yeah. As expected. At 5:15.
We need to let this candle close. We've got... Oh, man, we got a little bit of time. We got time. We got time. Oh, man. 5:15:68. Do we push all the way? Do we push and make a new low? Because if we do, it's over.
Break. We're right in the domain zone. If you break 5:13, there will be no more support until 5:10.
Ooh, man, it's going down. This is exciting. I love watching this stuff happen. Oh, no way. You know what happened? We've broken on the 1 minute. We have one more. We're entering a short little buy cycle on the 1 minute, and then we don't got much else holding us up.
Why do you think Nvidia's stock is holding so strong?
Nvidia always holds strong. So that's pretty common. It's AI. Trump's talked about it a lot, so it's got a lot of support behind it. Just a lot of stuff on it.
Yeah, because it had like a low in the 80s, but it went up to 90 pretty easy, and it's been at like 100, 105 pretty easy.
So now I'm over.
Big B.
Up or down?
Down. Let me see. 30k down. 30k down. 20k down. 60k up. At the final wall at the 5:30.
Huge death.
Okay. It looks like our last little bit of hope right here. It's literally by a thread.
It's at the last wall of difference.
Oh. Yeah, that was a typo.
What did you write?
I made a bad typo. I'm not even going to say it. Yes, that was a typo. That was a typo. No, it was. I went to say.
80k up. Say it, you goddamn coward. Coward.
I'm not gonna say it, no, because I no.
Is there any messaging in the lounge message area?
I don't know what's going on in there. Yeah.
All right. For some reason, I can't view it.
No, we're in general chat. I don't know if
Okay.
there's any messaging there. Let's see. Yeah, there's literally nothing in the lounge at all.
Okay.
Struggling, it's grinding.
So close.
Yeah, the 530 is the last bastion.
Wait for that last 5-minute candle and we're done. We just need the one more, bro.
I think you will go a pullback at 515 and then we'll go back down.
No, we've got, looking at the MACD, we've got like one more candle on the. Sweet.
80k up, 50k up.
What the fuck do we do?
We wait for this last candle to close.
Oh yeah.
$50k up. It's actually real hard to push it.
Taking a lot of things right now. Holy cow, bro. SPX gapped up. That's what someone in chat said. I'm looking. Hang on. What do you mean it gapped up?
What does it mean?
I don't know what he's talking about. We're hanging on by a thread here. We've got to finish this 5-minute candle. We got 2 minutes left.
Here comes the pullback I was waiting for. $30k up.
Let's see. 30 seconds.
Trump's meeting with his cabinet right now for talking about the China tariffs and the response.
Yeah. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Come on.
It's pushing.
Crossover. 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 Ooh.
They are pushing real hard. 20k up.
They're starting to lose. They're starting to lose, man. I can see it flickering red. Ooh. Yeah, this is going to be so funny. I mean, not funny, it's going to be so bad. It's going to be good.
Holy shit, options making hard.
Oh man, here it is. If we bust through this 514 strongly, we're done for. We're done for. We just need to get through it.
What kind of done for?
We're falling.
Estamos reciclando ahora, ¿verdad?
So the bad good.
No. Hold up.
We are finished.
No era para plástico. Esa no era para plástico. Es para plástico uno y el otro es papel y cartón. El papel y cartón todavía va afuera.
I will have one contract. Oh fuck this! I got filled at one contract out of all my contract.
Come on. Let's just let it go. Let's just let it go.
De ese, venga, vamos a agarrar uno.
Where are we going, Chad and friend guy?
Down.
Definitely.
Pretty much. If we break this next candle, we're going down.
Oh, huge.
How can you explain the reversal? It seemed to be like a boring down until market close, but
No, bear flag, major bear flag. Jumped up, bounced off the 200 SMA on the 1 minute and the 50 SMA on the 5 minute, and is now doing the second pull of the bear flag.
Man, I'm so mad. I had like 20 contracts and only one got filled. Only single contract out of 20.
I mean, I think we still have a little bit of time. I think we have just barely. You could still get in because this is going to have another strong move, probably down to like the 509, but we might make a new low. So.
Yeah, probably. I'm watching right now.
I don't have any. On my small account. I don't have any more day trades, or I don't have any more buying power left. So I'm out of this one, boys. Sadness.
So you would go down, but you're blank.
No, I already took 3 on the first one. I took 3 contracts down, so I already made like $200 today on that one account. But I don't have buying power on this other. So
yeah,
I am
this for us, guy.
This is for y'all guys, not for me. I'm just doing it because I like to watch the market.
If you're looking at the one EMA starting to cross over.
Say again.
On the one EMA, one MACD, the one MACD is starting to cross over.
I see that, but it's a full convergence against that 200 and that 50, so I think we should be okay. It just might prolong us a little bit. Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, it's starting to drop already at the 46 RSI on the one. So we see maybe maybe 15. We see maybe like a couple candles of green on the 1 minute, and we're here. We're at the top. It's just a matter of when, not if, at this point, unless like a major news things come through. Oh, but it is crazy because it is. Oh, it's dragging it out. It always does this on us.
It did bounce at 5:30 like
this is a big. This is a big.
100. 50. Oye, no hay nada afuera.
This is a big level here. Once we break this, it's over. But the thing is, we're still closing below on the 5 minutes, so I'm pretty confident about this. 1 minute, super close. 5 minute, we're closing below. I think we're fine for now. We're getting a big squeeze right now. We didn't break the 200, so I'm confident on that one, which is at 522 now.
It's pushing.
I see. It's got a resistance at 517.46. It's the 50 SMA.
Sí, álzale. Ahí.
Yeah, it's aussi a demand, a supply zone here between 517 and 515.
Ah, no, ahí está muy alto.
517 and 515. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm looking at that too. It's the crossover between the 50 and the 21.
Ooh, breaking. It's breaking. Yep, he broke. He broke.
21 broke the 50. Hang on. We're at no. We're literally on the 50 SMA. We're on the 50.
Ooh, it's breaking. It's breaking. Ooh. I need a bit more. It's pushing.
Oh, it busted through, but we got to see what it closes.
Yeah. Waiting for closing. Always. I sold my one contract for $10.
Hang on. Let's just wait. We've got 15 seconds, and it's pushing back so hard.
Yeah,
are they going to win the candle?
I'm sorry, but it's starting to look like a ABCD pattern.
Pulling out. Let me see. It could. Where was our initial bear flag? I mean, we did hit a major.
I just want to crash it.
We did hit a major dip though on the 1 minute. If you see, we dropped from that 200 all the way down to.
We do have a higher high.
Okay.
Higher low. Yeah, I think it's starting to form an ABCD instead of a bear flag.
Stop the play. All right. Next, resistance is at 522.
520, I'd say the first soft resistance.
Okay, let me pull up here.
And the hard resistance, I would say, is 521 to 22. If you catch my drift.
I mean, look at the trend though. Look at the trend lines. Hang on.
Glass Blaster, what's up?
Because I think we got it right.
Oh, man.
Let's see. Let me
I'm
just
chilling, bro. I'm chilling.
Make this real quick.
Am I here making money? Being pestered by Apple? It is how it is.
Hell yeah.
IRLO, so I don't think the bear.
I just saw that name and profile photo. I had to say hi.
Yeah, for real. Real recognize real.
So I know we've got a downtrend here. Just on the 5 minute.
All right, I'm back on mute. Let the boys talk.
Need to see this bust.
I'm not sure about this one.
I need to see how it busts, how it handles that. I need to see how it handles that.
Because in your picture, you see. Isn't the trend the yellow line instead the
9 SMA.
No, I mean on the screenshot I sent you. Isn't this
that is it?
The B1?
Well, that is the trend too, but that's also keeping in consideration with like the bear flag. So maybe it wasn't. Do you see how we did have the bear flag? We just didn't have the full long lower low. I think maybe that that second drop from the 521 all the way down to the 513 area. That was the bear flag. Yeah, and that's why I was saying on that drop on that lower flag, we need to see what happens at that level. That's the next important. At that next level, that's our next important level.
Okay.
That's what I was saying there. I said that at 1228, important level. The Bulls are fighting back today.
¿Qué está pegando allá, pues? Ah, allá en la esquina. No, échalo derecho para eso.
We are at that level right now.
¿Vas a sacar más de una acá?
5 and 20.
¿Vas a sacar más de una acá?
The first
El
resistance.
pale completo le va a dar.
Yo, Chino, man, what's up?
Yes. 520, and then yeah, I would say a little bit higher, like 521, and then a 523. But that's probably because I'm using a SMA rather than the EMA. But that's the important level that we're hitting here. Oh man, I want to see it dump so hard. But now we are in between the 50 SMA and then the 21 and 9.
You want to dump? Let me help you. Oh, what a boring day. We are going
Oui,
sideways. So boring.
So boring.
What?
Oh, man.
400 new tariff? What the fuck,
I'm
Trump?
down like a grand.
Wait, Trump just paused the pause? What?
He's saying what? He's adding 1,000 tariff on the EU export. What the fuck?
All right. Guys, we are looking at the 521 level right now, 521.80. That is the big bounce. If it busts through, we're bullish. If it pushes back down, it's gonna collapse. That's our our big one.
I see the trend line you were drawing. If you take the candle at open and you draw until now, it's a very clean trend. I think I see it. I was too zoomed in.
Okay. This is kind of where we're at here. On a more micro level.
Why am I even watching this live? They're just glazing issues.
I don't know why they're doing that. Wait, are they? I haven't even looked in it. Hang on, I haven't even looked at the chat. Are you serious? Could it be a hedge? What's the indicator called? Oh, there's a ton of questions in here. Let's go through these. Hold on. There's a lot of this stuff. What do you see it going to? We're looking for it to bounce off that turquoise line, which is at like 521.
It's breaking.
The question about the hedge was when you were looking at the position that someone had taken where there was errors in the analysis of it, and it looked like it was a bullish trade versus
but we have
bear.
Yeah, so we have a bear flag, and then we have a strong downward trend for the day and for the week, and so it doesn't make sense that we're going to have a really strong bullish movement with no news, unless it's that bear flag. This is it,
I thought
guys.
you were looking at a person's position earlier, like you were
Someone's position.
Like somebody's trade position that they had taken, where they had taken like two different positions, and it kind of seemed like maybe it was that they were hedging their position.
So we had SPX, which was going to almost a 7% loss. At a 7% loss, they closed the markets for a couple minutes to reset, because that's just a huge move. So we almost hit a circuit breaker, and that big push up, because we did hit over 7% on SPY, we didn't hit it on SPX. But when that happened, they were pushing it back up because they didn't want to close the markets.
Okay. Do they close the market on SPY if it moves that much, or what percentage?
They closed the New York Stock Exchange, so they closed like everything
For 15 minutes.
for 15 minutes.
Then the next breaker is at 30% drop, and it's 15 minutes again. And the next one is at 15 or 20, I don't remember. And
I think it's 15.
Yeah. This time it's closed until the end.
Is it any market that they do that?
So it's the Americans. It's the US. It's for SPX, I believe.
Okay.
Generally, if SPX is going down, everything else is going down with it. QQQ, the Nasdaq, DJI, which is the Dow Jones, the Russell 2000, all the indexes are going to be generally going the same way. So if one's dipping, they're pretty much all going to be dipping.
Okay.
That being said, we're still bouncing back and forth between the 9 SMA and the 200 now. So this is the big level. If we bust this 200 at the the turquoise, the 521 and change, then we could potentially see a bullish run. If we bounce back off this, I think we are going to be dumping. So very, 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 very interesting. And I don't remember if I posted this in the chart. I did post it.
I think I'm going to come back later. I need to go out right now. I'm coming back a bit later. If you want to keep watching the market.
That's fine. I'll be here. Everything hinges.
Bye.
See ya. Okay. So once again, we're checking out this 521.60 level. This is our break. If we bust through this and close over it, then we're probably going to have to scrap everything. And if we bounce back off of it like we're doing right now and continue to start down, that's when we're going to see our big moves.
Yo, Chad, you streaming right now or are you just on voice?
I am streaming.
Where do you stream?
YouTube. I can drop it in there if you want. Very, very close.
The link's in general chat.
Hey, yo, Chad. Slight rebound due. 30 minutes to 1 hour RSI is looking really low. It could, but we're hitting 65 on the 65.75 on the 1 minute RSI, and we are bouncing off the 200 SMA on the 5 minute. We should be, on the 50. So this is big levels right here. It's a really strong one. This is going to define whether we continue in an upward pattern for the rest of the day or if we drop. It all comes down to this. And it looks like on the 1 minute we are still having some trouble up here. We did close over it just slightly. But we are starting down on the RSI again. And we have a big, big red candle here. If this engulfs it, oh my. This is actually insane. Hold up, screenshots, guys. Rejection, oh my goodness. It does not like that 200 level. I gotta ping Dadu on this one. Closed so deep, man. This could be it, guys. This could be the dip we were looking for. We've been waiting for it for so long.
This shit's fucking killing me.
I know it. I know it. It's very near the crossover on the MACD right here. This is what Ryan is. Oh my. Let's look at the 5. Starting to show a little bit of signs of weakening momentum here too. It's got a little bit longer to pull up though. This might be done for though. We have plenty of time for it to continue. The battle. Personally don't think so. I think this right here, this candle, is very interesting. Generally signals a dip. And we're bouncing back up into that 200 again. Let's see. What's that indicator called? These are just moving averages. I have a MACD and then I have a RSI as well.
What are you doing with your belly button?
We're making another push at the 200 SMA.
Bruh.
Can we do it? If we close this one, might be a break.
Like that account? Yeah. It's like candy on.
Wait. Oh yeah, because Jesus.
Ooh. All right, we broke. It's hard. We're close. Planet Earth.
When you say that it broke, you're looking for puts, right?
So no. So right now we're looking at the 200. So we were looking. No, right now we were looking at how it's going to impact against the 200 SMA. It broke through the 200 SMA. That means that is now a pretty bullish configuration, which is unfortunate. And so it looks like our bear flag was cut short a little bit. And so now that we're breaking across the 200 SMA, if we stay above the 200 SMA, this is called a golden cross.
Paying down national debt, reducing taxes, creating good budgets, helping Christie with the border and all of the other things. We built I built hundreds of miles of walls, even now with the sand.
It's going to be a power hour. It's going to be a power hour, not a sour hour.
It goes Papalina.
Let's see. Golden cross forming. Yes. And on the 5 minute, we need to watch. We need to watch 533. And our 528 levels too. So this is sad. This is sad. Target right here. If this can close above the 50, then it's going to continue and hit the 200. What a deal. I don't know that we will, let's see. Going back to what we started at today was right here. We've had a bearish trend all day. Let me see what our reversal levels are. 830. So high of 532, close of 531, low of 529. Okay. Chad, I'm crying, bro. You're so funny. I'm glad I can give you some humor, man. What it looks like on the 5 minute right now is that we're going against the 50 SMA on the 5 minute chart. If we break that, then we have a lot of room upward and could potentially see it hit those opening levels around 531 to 533. I don't think we're going to push past that through the 200 SMA on the 5 minute chart. If we did, that'd be really, really bullish. But honestly, we got to look at this 50 now. And if we're looking back at the 1 minute chart, which is where we were seeing the, when do you think we hit 533 now or tomorrow? It's hard to say. It's hard to say because we do have a slight pullback here. It just depends on how the 1 minute interacts with the SMA 200 and how the 5 minute is interacting with the 50 SMA. Once we hit the 50 SMA and we close above or below, that will tell us no. If we close below, then we could come back up and try to break it again. That's what happened right here. We went up, we hit the 50 SMA, we rejected, we closed below, we had another little sell-off. Now we're attacking this 50 SMA level again. Depending on what happens right here, we'll determine whether it's a true bull run or if it's just a trap. So right now, very, very close bulls and bears just going back and forth on it. My fear is that we bust through, and the reason behind that is if you look at the 1 minute chart, we have crossed over with the 9. If this 21 follows through the 200, or if this 50 follows through the 200, and they cross, that's considered a golden candle, and we're going to have another run, and I'll show you back here. Whenever this morning, this was about 6 a.m. or so, we had the 9 and the 20 and the 50 all crossed through the 200. That became a very bearish pattern, and they haven't crossed back through. If they cross back through here, then it's going to be very bullish, similar to how bearish that was. And so we could see an afternoon green, and if it continues into tomorrow, we could see a green day tomorrow. So just really, really dependent on what happens right here at these levels. So it closed below, but we are attacking it again. So we opened right below it. So I am seeing like I said, I am seeing the 1 minute golden cross showing up. If this candle here closes and it can completely push through and continue on, then we're definitely going into a green afternoon. Maybe even target our high of the morning candle. If this reverses, which you can see the wicks have already pushed through. If it reverses, then we're going for it. So exciting news, exciting movement in the chart here. Let's see. On the 5 minute, let's look at the 1 minute again. We're pretty bullish here. We have completely broken through the 200 SMA on the 1 minute. So what's going to happen is it's going to start using this 21 and this 200 as a support level, and then as the 50 breaks through, that's when it's going to rip off and completely just fly. But it's hard to tell. I think we're going to see a green afternoon probably. It depends. It's looking like it's setting up to be a pretty strong afternoon though, because we're going into it's almost 1 o'clock. We're nearing power hour. There could be a lot more buying and stuff in store for us in the end of the day. Especially now that we have these supports on the 1 minute. Looking at the 5 minute. Still kind of hitting on that 50. This is a big area of resistance for it. Because this 50 is going to determine, whether we hit the 34, the 534, or if we just continue sideways or have a strong downwards movement. And at this point, we have attacked it several times. And it is closing in 2 minutes. So we have 2 minutes for this candle to confirm. It's going to be on the... we're going to be on the edge of our seats for a little bit here. 2 minutes.
Nero.
What?
I'm having a very bad day. You want me to hug?
It could potentially. It very much could potentially.
Gosh, that I'm trying to work all this hard and it's just not enough.
I say you want one.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
It is too soon to call a play.
Yeah, what do you think? This is my afternoon. This is what I turned in. I didn't get anything else in there. Very bare.
On this right now, where we're at 523, depending on how this 50, depending on how it is. Okay, it closed. We broke. Need one more confirmation candle. And generally what we're looking for is a pattern of candles that shows strength. This often shows weakness, this type of candle, but we are still having it. We still are having, so we're going to wait for 3 candles because generally the 3 candles will appear if it has enough strength to continue upwards. If it doesn't have enough strength to continue upwards, it'll probably show up in a red downward candle within the next 2 candles. So this isn't a bullish candle, but that's a pretty strong bullish candle. So what we're waiting for is it's called a 3 white soldiers candle, and it's 3 strong green candles in a row. Okay. Let's see if I can find a diagram of it real quick. If we can get this confirmation of 3 strong upward candles, then we could potentially see a reversal. So we have about a minute left on this one, 2 minutes left on this one. Yeah, so 2 minutes on this next candle. And then if we get a third candle, then we can pretty confidently say that we're going to have a bullish outlook. If you were looking at the 1 minute, we now have seen the 9 and 21 cross the 200. We have tested this area as a new support. So you could technically, you could buy in here, or you could wait until this 50 SMA on the 1 minute crosses the 200, which would be a, basically, anyways, this 50 SMA, when it pushes through this 200 SMA, that is called a golden cross. It's a very strong bullish signal. An alternative to that is when the 9 and 21 both cross through with candles closing above them. That is very bullish as well. So we're kind of high on the RSI on the 1 minute. So it'll probably have a slight dip coming soon. You could buy during that dip in a positive direction, as long as we get the confirmation for the continued movement up over here. So what I would wait for is 3 strong candles, or at least 2 strong candles closed with a third strong candle appearing, and then you could look for a 1 minute entry. So that's kind of where we're at here. But it looks like we're going to have the 50 cross the 200. A lot going on. Eating theta now? Yeah, probably for a little bit. I need to see 3 strong green candles before I'm ready to buy. because right now this could just be a consolidation period, trade sideways a little bit, and you're just losing. You have 2 green candles. The strength is kind of waning on it. I'm a little concerned about this one right here, which is a bearish candle. But if we can gain some more strength and stuff and push on through this, then I think we'll be okay. We did have some strength right here. This showed a little bit of a bearish movement, but then we kind of overcame that. I think we're doing the same thing. I think at this point, when we cross, we should be golden, because that's going to correlate with a buy signal over here. Right now, we don't have a clear trend. We're just trading sideways. It'll correlate with probably the crossing of the 50 and the 200. So somewhere out right here. My fear is that we hit the 70 RSI and bounce off of it before we hit this cross here. Because if we cross, then we'll have a level of support and we'll go back up. If we don't cross, then it kind of is just trading alongside the SMA 200. But once again, we're on the very short time frame here. So we need to go back out a little bit. About 2 minutes left on this candle. Let's look out. Hello.
Do you think we're bottoming out, or do you think we're going to be moving sideways for a bit?
I think we're moving sideways a little bit. We did just see a cross of the 50 and the 200 on the 30 minute. So that's really bullish. That's really bullish for like the rest of today.
Sorry, I mean like long term, like
bullish.
Trending.
How long term?
Next week or so.
Okay, let's look at that. To do that, I would probably go out to like a month chart or so, and I'm gonna probably use. Let's use this right here. So on this is our this is our month. We had this strong green candle that was the Trump stuff. We're still bearish overall, but looks like we'll be hitting levels of like 551. Right now is 3. So yeah, this is the 9 SMA. This is a small resistance level. You can see we touched it today. We didn't push through it. So we're still bearish overall, but that's a big level to watch. Another one would be like your 551, which later on it'll probably be somewhere around 545. And then it's also interesting to note this. If we cross over here, we could have a further. You know what? This is probably why those institutions were buying puts and stuff, because of this coming crossover here. Because if we have this crossover, it could be a little bit more time of a, like a swing play. That's like a really good setup for a swing play for a couple weeks, like April 17, April 25. So that's probably why those institutions were all buying out that far. On the shorter time frame, like especially today, which is what we're looking at right now on the 5 minute and the 1 minute, we're looking for the picks, the little swings and stuff. Looks like we still have bullish momentum for the rest of the day. But taking into consideration that chart, I doubt we see much of a push past 534 or 533, which is also where our 200 SMA is. So opening was 830 on the 15. That's what I want to look at. All right. This candle. And our range was 528.53 to 533.50. We had a breakout from that bottom, or from the low. Our high was 533.50. I think we should use that as our target for the end of the day. We could also use our close of 530 as a target for the end of the day. But back to the 5-minute. We are set up pretty strongly. We did break through that 50. The 9 is now crossed through the 50 as well, and so we've got a little bit of room above us for power hour, which starts in about, let's see, 106, probably a little bit less than an hour, so about 60 minutes. We are hitting the 70 RSI, so we're going to come back down for a little bit of consolidation before deciding to move forward. Our support levels are going to be these dynamic positions down here, this 9, this 50, and then later on this 21. So still plenty of support underneath. We aren't looking at Nvidia right now, Brad, but we could look at Nvidia and maybe see what it's doing. I don't know what specific underlying is pushing the market, but yeah, actually, Nvidia looks kind of primed right now. Have a good 110.47. Let's see, probably actually more like a 110 level. We might need to watch for consolidation right around where we're at. Overall, since we have closed above this and we have some significant strength in those candles, including what looks like a 3 white candles, this is probably just a consolidation period on Nvidia. If we do continue to bounce off this 50 going forward, then you could definitely see a little upside today in the afternoon. This could be what's pushing SPY up too. But yeah, this right here is Theta taking away premium. So you could wait for these candles to finish off and get cheaper calls. Puts on water last night. Not sure. The biggest thing is we need to test and utilize this as a support now that we've broken past it. So that's probably what's going on right now. Let's look at the 1 minute. Yeah, this is bullish. If we continue to bounce off this 200 level on the 1 minute, then we should be good. So we're looking, yep, we've just crossed. Probably really bullish right now. Really bullish on Nvidia right now. Yeah, Nvidia is actually kind of neat. Yeah, now we're starting to bounce on Nvidia off that off the 200 again. Man, this would be a good place. If we can keep this level. It's going down to RSI 30. It's the sell levels. based on what happens right here, this could be cheap calls. Man, this is perfect. The cool thing is we are in a sell cycle. As we come out of this sell cycle, though, as long as we stay above this 200, this is going to be like a really, really great NVIDIA play. He says 105, maybe. The 200 SMA. I think we should probably check the news too, because we want to make sure this fully pushes through this 50, the red one. These are going to be dropping the prices on the premiums quite a bit. And the longer we wait, the cheaper the play will be. Okay. I would hold off. I would hold off at this point. It's still sitting here at the 200 SMA. 5 minute, it is bouncing off the 21. I think the 105 call. What price? What strike price? $110. It's hard to say. I can't make that decision for you. I would just say like at the money or close to the money calls is what I would do, like a 107 or something like that, and wait for the pump off this 21. If we do that, then you might have a good run up later, but right now they're just getting cheap, so depending on whatever the cost was, it might not be worth it to hold it. It might be worth it to sell and then do a later position, or just to sit this one out. Let's take a look back at the 1 minute. Still just moving along that 200. We really want it to bounce off of the 200. We really don't want it to fall underneath that 200. But it's just playing right on top of it right now. Okay, if we fall through, we'll leave that alone. We won't touch it. Important levels though. Going into a sell cycle. I would probably hold off for now. Looking at the 15 minute, let's see what we got on this. 15 minute, probably going to see a reversal a little bit. Low of 103. Another test there. I mean, we have bullish momentum overall, but I don't know if it's just going to be tomorrow morning or if it's going to be this afternoon. It's a little far out. So it's hard to tell right now, but we're dancing all over this 50 SMA, which makes me a little squeamish, to be honest, just because that's supposed to be a pretty strong level of support, and yet we've busted through it, we bounced up, and now we're kind of bumping through it again. A better I mean, 104, 103, 104. 104 might be a better entry on this one, and this might be a better, like a swing play or so. Let's take a look at the week. Yeah, there's going to be a better entry. Buy SPY back at 521. Let's go back to SPY and take a look. I am interested to see how it was interacting. Let's see, SPY. SPY is also bouncing off of that blue area, which is the 21 SMA. So about a 520. Has a lot of room above it. Call the drop. We are still waiting. We're still waiting. It's still very sideways. It's kind of a rough day today. Here was okay. So we are bouncing back off of our 200 SMA, which is good. We are using that back as a support. This does look pretty good. Let me... Okay. SPY is looking good. Another couple moves. It is going to be testing the 530. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's zoom back in on here. I say it's going to be testing that. We need to see it push past this full closing above the 921, and the 50 is going to be better. Let's look at the afternoon on this one. 30 minutes. Okay. I do think we have some bullish potential here. Could see this sell cycle close. We are hovering about a 50 on the RSI, which is about where we should be. So this is a good level of support, probably right here around this 521 area. I would like to see these two come closer together, and I would like to see these cross over before we start that next push upwards. So definitely a slight sell-off period, and then yeah, definitely looks like we could be correcting this a little bit after this little sell-off period. bringing it to a close at the 200. I'm going to push out 2 days just to make it a little bit smaller. Our biggest problem with our analysis is that all of our indicators are going to be skewed by this, which we know was not natural market movements. And so, for all we know, had these movements not happened, this SMA 200, because it considers these movements, may have been over here. So what we're probably dealing with too is a little bit of inaccurate instruments that we're using right now. And that'll all settle itself out over time. Actually, the 1 minute has already settled that out. The 5 minute may not have settled it yet though. It might have. Let me see. What we're looking for is 200 periods. It might still be dealing with some of that fallout. Let's see, 5 times 2, 1,000 hours. How many hours would that be? Yeah, it's hard to say without doing the actual math. Spy green tomorrow. Potentially. 5 minute is showing a bullish run up to 533. However, how that falls into the time frame is kind of hard to say. The 30 minute is showing a skewed testing of the SMA 200. On the hours, we are still bearish. We gapped underneath the 200 SMA. That 200 SMA was kind of a fraud anyways. We did bounce somewhat where the 50 should be. Probably see a 5. I think I could legitimately see I think I could see a 540. We've got some bullish candles here. I mean, I think we could see that. For the afternoon, Sophie calls. 4/17 expiration date. That's a ways out. Sophie is at $12. This is a call for 1242. Current Sophie price is at 1056. Interesting. I want to take a look at Sophie. Never mind. Charts decide not to work right now. Okay. I don't see that hidden. Nice. Having a little bit of a shift downward here on the 30 minutes. We'll be curious to see what happens with this in this afternoon. overall, we are down today on SPY. Bearish momentum here. But, oh wait, why am I? This isn't SPY. On Sophie. On SPY as well. Okay, pretty strong upwards movement. Still kind of being pushed back down. I don't know if it's by the 200, and it's just skewed that much from this movement here, or what exactly is going on, because yeah, wow, strong upwards momentum though on this trend, and then strong downwards momentum. Kind of what we're going to see too as the market reacts and tries to get back together over time. We'll see these big waves getting smaller and smaller and smaller until they kind of just equal each other out, and the market kind of finds its equilibrium and begins to trade how it would normally trade without news or without some of those other catalysts. So making our way back up towards 533. Cross on 30-minute. True. The white guys on the 5-minute. That is also pretty true.